If you want some motivation and some get back up off the mat, you're not going to find it here. Going from the game winner to another overtime loss. And you're going to tell me Minnesota sports aren't cursed? People are going to tell me that Minnesota sports don't have a curse on them. You're going to try to tell me that Minnesota sports are not infinitely cursed in this state. I'm not going to hear your argument. There are cosmic forces at work in this world that are all conspiring to keep Minnesota teams from winning championships. There are cosmic forces at play that intervene when they feel like it. Even just little minute details. And they come in and they just do enough. And if you think the Timberwolves are going to change it, I'm sorry. They're not going to change it. 3-2 loss in overtime that the Wild should have had in regulation, if not for Gustav Nyquist. Pain is an endless cycle. Minnesota sports are an endless cycle.
You are Locked On Wild POSTCAST, part of Locked On Minnesota on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
3-2 in overtime. Vegas gets the win. They're up 3-2 in the series, and I was kind of thinking about it during the game, and Alex will join us here in a little bit. I was kind of thinking about it during the game. It felt like the overtime loss in Game 4. It felt like the Wild didn't recover from it. And then they go on that push in the third period after Philip Gustafsson leads the game ill. And Marc-Andre Fleury comes in, and the team just gets up off the mat, and they absolutely have Vegas on the ropes there in the third. They had Vegas on their heels the entire third period. They get the Matt Boldy game-tying goal. 1:15 left. Ryan Hartman scores. They review. They try once to overturn it for a kicking motion, but there wasn't a kicking motion concrete enough to overturn it. And then Bruce Cassidy reviews, challenges for offsides. I mean, Gustav Nyquist is offsides, but I have to ask myself, what are you doing? What are you doing on that play other than that he got the cosmic forces in his ear saying, hey, peel back, skate parallel to the blue line, make sure that this isn't a goal. That's the only explanation I have. Putting the fourth line and the third D pair out in overtime, John Hines in his ear, cosmic forces said, hey, this is getting a little too close for comfort. Put your fourth line and third pair out there in OT. And it's like, I think the thing that is just so deflating about this is that the Wild have, for large stretches, but they have been in this series the entire series. And if not for a bounce here and a bounce there, a cosmic force pushing a puck to the side, they're right in this thing. and still don't get thrown a bone. And I got to tell you, folks, like I did not have enough time to pick myself up off the floor before overtime started. And then you get the game-winning goal, and now you go home, and I don't know. Like I don't know. I don't know what to do, because we know what the issues are in this series. We know the things that need to be worked on. The penalty kill did their job. The power play, mostly awful. Gave up a shorty, and I don't know. Parts of the roster need to be improved. Yes. Coaching, sure, I'll hear that argument. But the Wild have been in this series the whole time. They've been in the series the whole series. And it's just one thing here, a millimeter here, a millimeter there. Every year. Let's go to the stats, because I'm despondent right now. We'll bring Alex in as I talk about the stats here. Well, actually, Alex, let's get your thoughts, because I'm ready to just go crawl in a hole and just sleep for the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, that was Minnesota sports to a T, right?
I was told on Twitter that that's not a thing. That doesn't exist.
Oh man. Either those are some younger fans, or I don't know. I mean, to not only get the right, the first review, and you think you're in the clear, and then you get a challenge on top of that. It just you can't make it up. And the fact that the fourth line was out on the ice, and the third D pairing, I mean, the combo, you can't make it up. And I mean, Hines has not won a playoff series as a head coach in his NHL head coaching career. So,
add another one to the list after these two games.
Coaching matters, right? A lot of people say, "Hey, these guys are adults. They they don't need any coaching." It clearly matters, and Bruce Cassidy is running circles around Mr. Hines and company. But I mean, yeah, that was just. I mean, you saw it coming right when they were all on the ice, and guys were left open. It was just poor D zone coverage. Not good. I mean, how does Merrill's contract is up? How does he get another chance in the NHL? I can't see it.
I don't know. How about that challenge in the first period? By the way, I mean,
yeah.
I know they killed off the penalty, but
I mean, Gus and who knew he was sick coming into the game? That would have been nice to know. I mean, he was amazing when he was in there, and very lucky that they did not score on that power play. I mean, you're already down. You're on the road. I mean, whoever thought that was a good idea? I mean, come on. It just, yeah, they got bailed out for sure. And how about Fleury? I mean, can't fault him on the game winner. I mean, to come in cold like that, some of the saves he made in the third were absolutely incredible. He made an amazing save in overtime before that goal too. So yeah, tough for Fleury if that's that's the way he goes out too.
Well, and you could tell it gave the team the lift in the third.
Right.
Like they didn't want to hang an overtime loss on him.
Yeah. I mean, someone said it on Twitter too. They're like, what a waste of an amazing playoff series by Kirill Kaprizov and Matt Boldy. I mean, that goal that Boldy had, that's the best we've ever seen him. I mean, the power move on Pietrangelo, who's won multiple Stanley Cups, and that made Adin Hill look silly. And yeah, someone in the chat said Adin Hill's terrible. I mean, it's just laterally he's so slow. I mean, he's such a big goalie that he takes up so much space. But if you can get him to move a little bit, you can pop some in there. And that's a devastating loss for sure.
I don't even know where to go. Like I really try as host of this show to not get like, but I allowed myself to do it. I allowed myself to do it on another show. I allowed myself to get invested in, and now I am trying to close up the.
What was Nyquist doing? What was Nyquist doing, by the way?
I don't know.
He's not a rookie. You're a decade in the league. It's just unacceptable, and that's something that is going to cost them the series.
I allowed myself to get pulled back in another show because they were talking about the Wild on the national show, and it made me feel, hey, the Wild get a little bit of a spotlight, a little bit of a chance to talk about how this team is impressing. And I allowed myself to get pulled back in, and guess what happened? Somebody reached into my chest, pulled my ribs out, and ripped the heart out of my chest.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like there was no urgency until late in that third period. They were sleepwalking for the first couple of periods. That just so frustrating. And I'm sure you saw my post on X there with the missed call by Phil Cuzzy. I was like, that's another minute.
The clearly fair ball that was called foul.
Yes. Just that you added the Nyquist offsides. I know it was clearly on offsides, but I'm just saying another Minnesota sports moment for sure. And I mean, why was the fourth line out there with the third D pairing? If you're going to have the fourth line on the ice, you don't have Miro Bogosian out there because I mean, it's just it turned out to be a disaster. And it's clearly you cannot have those two groupings out there together. Brazeau can't skate. Trennan can't skate. I mean, and then Rossi screwed up on that goal too. It was just a nightmare.
Like you get a couple of bounces, you maybe win the series. You maybe have already won the series.
Yeah,
because I know like Game 4 is the one that I think you say, yeah, Vegas dominated for the most part. Like right. they really found their game, and I'd say through the first two periods of this game, I thought in the second intermission, I was like, they're never going to recover from that overtime loss.
Right.
And then all of a sudden in the third, they got up off the mat and they just kept throwing haymakers. They just kept swinging, and that is something that we haven't seen from this team over the last couple of postseasons. But
Zeke Boyum was the problem, right? I mean, you can't make that up. And I knew it right away too. I was like, I was talking to you off air before this game. I was like, Eichel has not had a big game yet, and tonight he showed he was back to being Jack Eichel, and they gave him all the confidence in the world. You saw, I mean, he's such a bull on the ice there. You can't knock the puck off of him, and giving up that shorthanded goal, I mean, it just, it changed everything. That was a disaster. Thank God for Kirill Kaprizov, but still, when you give up a shorthanded goal, it changes everything.
Yeah. I mean, that power
and of
play
course,
been
of course, Vegas's fourth line gets the game winner too. I mean, naturally. Yeah. Brett Howden, yeah.
Like
it just some of the coaching decisions how do you go back to Hines? It just he clearly in the playoffs has an issue winning a playoff series.
Well, we should talk about that because in one of our group chats, somebody was saying, "Go get Mike Sullivan because he's a Guerin guy," and I'm like, if you think Bill Guerin's going to do that to John Hines, you don't know Bill Guerin.
They want to keep the Rhode Island Mafia going
because
they
Bill
want to go down with the ship.
So Dean Evison was not a Bill Guerin guy.
Right.
He was here. He was on the Bruce Boudreau coaching staff when Guerin came in and said, "You're out of here." And he gave Dean the chance, kept him. But Dean is not a Bill Guerin guy. John Hines is a Bill Guerin guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say it right now. I'm going to say it because I'm up in my feelings. I'm acting like I'm 15 years old because I allowed myself to believe that a sports team wouldn't hurt me again. Bill Guerin and John Hines are going out together.
The wild Titanic ship. Yeah.
They're going out together. They're not.
I would love Tocchet too. Tocchet's a good coach. He was just, Vancouver was completely diseased. The Pedersen Miller drama was just too much. Tocchet would do well here with the media, and he's a good offensive coach. It was just not a good situation for him in Vancouver, just based off the drama with the players.
Yeah, I think Tocchet is pretty. I think he is basically a guarantee to go to Philly.
Yeah,
Seems pretty likely. Should we go through these stats so people have to stop seeing me look like just a lifeless corpse up here? Let's go to the stats. Shots on goal, 32-22 in favor of Vegas. The Wild penalty kill did their job, although point of contention, too many GD penalties. Like you put both hands in the hornet's nest.
The Foligno penalty too. What was he doing?
That's the dumbest penalty of the series. Like Marcus Foligno has played fantastic, and so this is not I'm not trying to rip him in this situation, but that's the dumbest penalty of the series.
It made at the worst time too. Gus bailed him out.
Face-off wins. Vegas thoroughly dominated in the face-off wins because they have actual centers. Wild had the hits and the blocks, but
Gannon in the chat makes a good point too. Can we talk about the 15 minutes without a shot on net? Again, Eichel started to have confidence too, and credit to Cassidy for putting William Karlsson with Eichel too. That was a game changer for the Golden Knights too.
Don't worry, Brett Howden. You've been having a great series, and I'm glad.
A fourth line that has success. Good on Vegas.
Although the funny thing is that like there was all the discussion about Rossi being put with Brazo and Trenyan, and then he scores 2 goals on that line. And I'm like, okay.
Somehow, but Trennan had just an easy chance earlier in the game too. I don't know how he missed it, but again, just you can't have guys out there that can't skate, and there's multiple guys like that in the Wild lineup right now.
The roster is
it's flawed, and like we've talked about too, the Parise Suter money's off the books, but a lot of it's going to Brock Faber, and then you're going to be in a bidding war for Besser or Nelson. Nelson hasn't done much with the Avs, so Besser's not a center, so they need a center. Sam Bennett's probably going to be available out there. That's a Bill Guerin type of guy, but
you know what? I'm getting corrected again. Fine, go Mike Sullivan. I don't care. He's won a cup at least.
Yeah,
bring Mike Sullivan in. I don't care.
He's won a playoff series. Even if he had Sidney Crosby, but it's I think John Hines is 6-17 now, or 6-18 in the playoffs. It's that playoff record is abysmal.
I mean, I guess the follow up is clear. Like,
I don't think
you have to win Game 6, but
I don't.
again, emotional letdown after a game like this.
Yeah, and someone says, wondering if Eck is hurt. I don't think he's hurt. He's just tasked with trying to shut down Eichel.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been doing it, a heck of a job. Tonight Eichel got loose, but he's had to play such defensive hockey to keep the Wild in it. And just think if they didn't have Eck, I don't think they even win a game in the series right now. The way he was shutting down Vegas for a while. And Vegas's depth is kind of taken over here.
What I'll say about Eck is he's probably one of the 3 or 4 best players in this series right now, because him taking on all of those defensive responsibilities has opened up Kaprizov and Boldy.
He's the only true center on the roster too that like does everything. I mean, like we've talked about in earlier episodes in our Monday show, they go Eichel, Hertl, sometimes Carlson, but they've switched up the lines a little bit, and Howden. I mean that the center depth that Vegas has, it's just insane. And then you look at their decor too. That's why they've won the cup in the past couple of seasons. So it's a heck of a team.
Michael, thank you for trying to pick me up off the floor.
Yeah,
win Game 6 and you were in a winner take all. Look, and that's what I said. I think that's why these games have been so gut wrenching, is because the Wild have been in it. They've been in it every game. It just every time there's one of these, like, we should have been able to like start this postcast talking about Ryan Hartman, who's another player having a fantastic series.
Yeah, incredible.
Scoring the game-winning goal, but it just Gustav Nyquist and
costly mistakes.
Let's talk about this too, because I saw your dad saying this on Twitter. I think he was talking to Dan Myers. Fire the millimeter offsides review into the sun.
Yeah,
it's this is what I talk about, and I joke about. Well, if it's something that helps us out, then I'm fine with it. But getting to the point where you are reviewing for a millimeter.
I don't know if there's soccer fans in the chat, but it's like VAR to the video assistant review. Like they call offsides when there's like a guy's shoulder is in front of the two defenders back. It's it's just so frustrating. And to have a review and a challenge like in that same sequence is tough. But I know Nyquist he's not a rookie. He knows that they're looking for that for sure. I mean, that's why NHL teams have video coaches too, right? But video reviews weren't, I don't think, meant for this when they brought it back. Yeah, Freddie in the chat makes a good point. Rossi's playing with ECHL wings. Well, Brazo was in the coast for a long time. Trennan, he can go play in the KHL. I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, Gus. Even if you do bench him, I don't think much is gonna change. I mean, you can throw Hinostroza back out there. I wouldn't throw Ogren in just because he hasn't played in a game in a long time. So, I
mean, I just like. I don't know.
Whoever recommended Brazo to Guerin, whatever pro scout, and then we've talked about Nyquist too. What he was like a -20 with the Predators. Clearly,
Russo
he lost a step.
Russo put it in the article that he wrote about the Nyquist trade that the Wild willingly overlooked a clear loss in like a clear drop in talent.
It really went down, and
because he's like, let me just.
And he was known for his skating ability and his hockey sense, and everything's gone away from his game.
Gustav Nyquist in the series is one of 5 players in the series that have not recorded a point. Can you guess the players that have not recorded a point yet? Vinny Hinostroza, he's played 1 game.
Right.
John Merrill has also played 1 game. Yeah. Those 2 have not. Freddie Gaudreau has not in 5 games.
And Freddie doesn't shoot the puck. Like you're in the top 6 and you don't shoot the puck. I mean, clearly they're, I put it on X too, that they're just trying to be safe. And that's why Freddie's where he is.
I like this. I like this from Bri because I got asked this. I saw this on Twitter on X. The third challenge would have been goaltender interference, 100%.
Oh yeah.
And that would have been, if not for the offsides, that would have been the one that would have done it.
Right.
Back to the players with no points. Gustav Nyquist has no points in 5 games. He has. That can't be right. Are you? He has 1 shot on goal.
Yeah, it's bad, man. It's really bad. And it looked like they weren't playing him for a while tonight, and then he's out there with Hartman right at the end. I was like, what is going on?
Brock Faber's the other, but here's the thing with Brock Faber. Brock Faber's been playing fine.
Yeah, I mean he's again he's trying to shut down. That's what Brock Faber's known for, is being a shutdown defenseman. Boyum's the offensive guy. Brock just had to play that a lot last year because they didn't have as talented D as he is. He never was on the power play at the University of Minnesota. So I mean it's Boyum's role to have next season for sure. But Brock's been great, I think.
What else has? I'm having a small panic attack. What else has he done?
It's just it's bad.
Like this is horrendous. And this is another good point by Freddie. Aiden Hill has been a disaster in this series. Like he had a really good game 4.
Right.
In the other games, he has either been pulled or he doesn't see the puck.
Right.
And the Wild they cannot get to him enough.
I made a joke on X too that was like, did Luka Doncic and Philip Gustafson have lunch together? I mean,
still better than Hellebuck. Accurate.
Oh man, tough go for the President's Cup team. Maybe that's cursed to be the president.
Well, I think Hellebuck has just been bad in the postseason throughout his career.
Yeah, it's the whiteouts. The whiteouts aren't helping.
Well, at least they're what? At least they're going to get to have a whiteout in game 7.
The chat is unhinged now. I think it's a lack of sleep for everyone in Minnesota. And all around the world. We have people all around the world
during the playoffs. No, but you can sit him, which is infinitely easier. And at this point, I think just needs to
go 11-7. The dreaded 11-7.
The funny thing too is we talk about the line changes and things that Hines does. He was cooking. He was cooking in his bag in the third period. Like
it was a spin cycle of
that was really fun. to see him do the line blenders, and it actually like let's give Vegas some due here.
Yeah.
Joey hopping in saying, good game. You guys are putting up an insane fight. Series going 7 wouldn't surprise me one bit. What Kaprizov and Boldy are doing is insane. Just wanted to say good game. Have a good night. Can I say that
thanks Vegas fans. Thanks.
I
Vegas
really
fans.
like the fact that this series has been about the hockey.
Yeah.
Like
not the Dallas Stars
yeah.
fans craziness what they did a couple of years ago.
Like, we don't have to worry about Jamie Benn off the diving board every time.
Right. And we got Dallas fans looking up beat reporters' addresses. Yeah, just insane and unhinged stuff.
Yeah. No, Vegas and their fans have been they've been great. Like, and I think that's like I think that's kind of the fun part of it is
oh my god, someone in the chat said NyQuil.
Yeah, Hoptics.
Oh my god!
Optics said NyQuil. That's genius. Or actually, I think it was the opposition podcast that did. NyQuil was that's so good. Like
someone in the previous postcast and the Ghost Nyquist.
I might take some.
That's good stuff.
Oh, the Kings lost. Oh no, but they don't have any issues.
Ooh,
Yikes.
ooh. Yeah, their head coach just in the press conference, just going at it with reporters. It's bad vibes. I mean, the Kings, and look, they have Darcy Kemper in that too. So he's yeah.
I don't want to do hindsight being 2020, but could you imagine if the Wild would have had a couple more million of deadline space and have been able to grab, I don't know, Brock Besser?
Yeah, I mean, he was there for the taking too. He was there. The Canucks desperately wanted to move him, and that would have been the perfect fit on the power play, top 6, just every hole that the Wild have.
The only thing that I can think of is the reason Billy didn't, and it's funny too. Like it's funny because people say, "Well, don't mortgage assets." Like a second round pick is a high asset. The only thing
Sean, yes, the Kings were up 2-0, and then they made a horrendous challenge by their head coach too, and just they've since that they've just completely blown it.
I think we've coined a new phrase here too: Heinz sight.
The chat is on fire tonight.
We are in rarefied air here tonight. Okay, I'm starting to feel
people
better.
all over the world too. That's the best part of this community for sure.
I'm starting to kind of pull myself out of it a little bit, but
Bragg goes, is Neil Broughton available?
Let's do this. Let's break, and then we'll come back, and I want to hear from everybody. I want to hear from the listeners. What do you want to see in a do or die game 6? What do you want to see? I could talk about a quadrillion different things, like the Vegas bus getting a flat tire on the way to the arena. No, I'm kidding. I don't really have any. I can't even muster fake animosity towards Vegas and their fans. Like, it's more about what the Wild need to do than what the Vegas Golden Knights don't need to do. So let's break, and then I will put a call in for what you, the listeners, want to see in Game 6 to keep this series going. We'll do that. Minnesota Wild again lose tonight 3-2 in overtime because apparently we can't have nice things here in Minnesota. We'll finish the Locked On Wild postcast after this. Tonight's Locked On Wild postcast is brought to you by Game Time. The Stanley Cup playoffs are here. And if you've never been to a live NHL playoff game, let me tell you, it's something else. 2 of the loudest games I've ever been to in my life. Stanley Cup playoff games. Hashtag because it's the cup. It just means more. You don't see teams getting blown out by 59 points in the opening rounds like you have in the NBA. The games are tense. Unless you're the New Jersey Devils. The intensity, the speed, the energy in the building, all next level. And thanks to Game Time, getting in the door is easier and more affordable than ever. Game Time is the fastest way to grab playoff tickets, even for those must-see matchups. Prices actually drop as puck drop gets closer, and with last-minute deals, you can save up to 60%. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, that's code LOCKEDONNHL for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Tonight's postcast is also brought to you by FanDuel. The NBA playoffs are almost here, and FanDuel is giving new customers an incredible way to get in on the action. Right now, when you join FanDuel and place your first $5 bet, you'll get $250 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Personally, I love the fact that you can go a ways out with futures bets. You can live bet a game. You can even do prop bets. There are no limits to the options that FanDuel gives you for each and every game. So don't miss out. Head to FanDuel.com and claim your $250 in bonus bets today. Minnesota Wild lose by a score of 3-2 in overtime. They are now on the brink of elimination. Bobby Smith ain't walking through that locker room. It's a good start. Yes. All right. So I wanted to finish the postcast here tonight by looking at some things that you as fans want to see. Let's start with the obvious one. Zeev Boyum back in. I mean, look, up until that final goal in overtime, which I think was just I think Bruce Cassidy pulled the wool over John Hines' eyes on that sequence, or maybe it's just that he has an actual playable fourth line. Merrill was, he played 12 minutes. Zach Bogosian played 15. So that line still feels like a liability. So I don't see any harm in putting Zeev back in. Power play was atrocious for the most part. Allowed a shorthanded goal. Spent most of the time. It was like you were trying to herd goats. It was like Kirill Kaprizov was trying to herd goats into a pen for the rest of the power plays, because you're just running around the perimeter trying to chase people down, and Boyum back in. I'm in favor. All in favor say aye. Aye, and the ayes have it. Bri, I would love to lose in round 2. Just want to get there. Yeah, me too.
It's been over 10 years? It's just
2015 was the last time.
The world has changed so much since the last time they made the second round.
Zeev can skate, at least plays decent in his own zone, and I do think that this has something to do with it as well. The Stone Minor, which he was substantially bleeding.
That face with all the blood, that was just insane.
I think that was part of it, and I think what they said, I think what was said was they wanted to kind of give him a little breather, and I get that to an extent, because it is the Stanley Cup playoffs and it is a player's first NHL action. But, I mean, I don't know. I like to tend to lean towards playing players that actually give you a little upside, as opposed to just like you, Alex, you had it on X tonight, the safe route, the safe choice, playing safe. You don't win in the playoffs playing safe.
No.
You win by just refusing to be denied, like the Wild did in the third period. In the third period, that got me so amped up and inspired seeing that from the Minnesota Wild, because they were playing like they knew that their season was on the line. They had Vegas legitimately on the ropes in that third period. And Matt Boldy then has, I called it the big boy Boldy goal, because that was impressive.
The move he made and to be able to get it back on his forehand, that was big time stuff.
But that's how you have to treat the whole game. And I'm not we never
they slept through 2 periods. They
Yeah.
slept through 2 periods.
We never expect that you're going to be perfect and dominate the whole game because
Right.
obviously a team like Vegas is going to have a counterpunch.
Yeah, they've
Obviously
won
they
They've
will.
won a cup. Yeah.
But you just have to have that like rabid dog edge to you that I'm going to get to this puck and I'm going to get this puck in the net and there's nothing you can do about it. And that didn't show up in this game until the third period. The Wild had it in previous games.
The margin of error is so small with, their issues start to crack and come out at certain times, and they have to play perfect hockey to win.
No gamble, no future.
Yeah. I mean, they got nothing to lose.
I would rather gamble and lose than never play, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, and the mental side of things is such a big factor too. I mean, look at that Ottawa-Toronto series. Everybody counted the Senators out, and Ottawa is not giving up. They know that Toronto has some demons, and they are trying to get that out of Toronto again.
Boy, you want to talk about big boy performance in the postseason? Brady Tkachuk.
I mean, the Tkachuk brothers. Like, if you could create a person for a playoff sport, those brothers are. It's unbelievable. They just take their game to a whole nother level.
Which is why if Brady Tkachuk ever became available,
oh man,
there's a short list of prospects that I would not trade.
The house, the farm. Give them all of Iowa. Clearly, Iowa has so much trouble winning. I don't know what's going on.
Not giving them I mean, I thought Vegas was still trying to push, but I don't know. If you want to just not give the Wild any credit for anything, go right ahead. I
mean, they were outplaying Vegas in the third. I mean, clearly they they got a pretty good talking to in that second intermission, and they came out flying. I mean, and to have a goalie that's coming in cold like that, that was impressive by Fleury.
Is Ogren replacing Nyquist realistic for the next game? I would hope so.
I would, yeah, but what, are you going to throw him now? Like, I don't know. Like,
yeah.
I don't see how that's good for Ogren to throw him in now. I mean, it's Hinostroza or nobody.
Play 11-7. Why not?
I mean, Ogren and Jimmy Snuggerud are going to be linked together for forever, right? So
who played in 11-7 in the somebody in the postseason played an 11-7 lineup.
Yeah,
was that the Blues?
Someone in the chat I think said that, but
7-11 was a part-time job.
Yes, Sean.
That's so good.
Yes,
so
Sean.
Good. Everybody's just on the A game here. Like,
no, Jace, you're right. I mean, Hines, he hasn't won a playoff series, so it's I get why people are thinking that it's just gonna be an easy game for Vegas. It stinks that it has to be at home too. If it's an L at home, that like we've had so many heartbreaking series losings at home. Hopefully they can put on a good performance for the home team.
Rossi moved, scores twice. Give him somebody who can both score and assist. And Hines did that in the third. Rossi at one point centered Kaprizov and Foligno, I think. And then Boldy was with Eriksson Ek and Zuccarello, which I was like...
Yeah, it was a spin cycle blender.
I was like, okay, I don't mind that because I've said before, Marcus Foligno was one of your better forwards down the stretch. So the fact that you don't have another top 6 guy, like I'm not bothered by putting him in that spot because he at least has played well.
Right.
But I don't know. Like
Bry's asking about the goaltending for next season. Well, I mean, you have to panic a little bit about Jesper Wallstedt. I don't know what's going on with him. They're probably gonna have to find a veteran, a second guy. You don't know what's going on with Jesper right now. But they'll have to find somebody that has had NHL experience for sure.
So let's talk about the goaltending a little bit. Philip Gustafsson is a goalie I think you built around.
Yeah, I mean he last year he had a tough year, but he's come into this season just he's played phenomenal. He's been their MVP all season, with Kirill out forever and Ek out forever, and Brodin hurt. I mean, the same people get hurt every year, right? So yeah. it's been a constant. You just can count on some of these guys not playing even close to 82 games, and Gus has had to win a lot of games where they've played ugly, and he's bailed them out. And he probably deserves another extension.
It's not going to be cheap, but that's the going rate. Like that's the rate that you pay. Like we did an episode earlier this year, and I will definitely do another one in the off season. Like the rate you pay is what others have gotten, and Hellebuck got a $8 million extension.
Yeah, I mean goalies are the most important player on the team for sure.
Yeah,
you can't win without your goalie.
Hellebuck, Ullmark in Ottawa, he got an $8 million a year extension. Ottinger, that is $8 million.
Mackenzie Blackwood got a deal with Colorado without even playing a game for Colorado. It's just just insane. That's
gross. It's the backup spot is an enigma. That's a wild card heading into the year because this was a lost season for Jesper Wallstedt. Like, let's just put that out there.
Yeah. Bry's talking about it in the chat. I mean, Iowa, I don't know what's going on, and I mean, because we never hear about Carson Lambos, and Lambos was a first round draft pick. I mean, you can't miss on your first round draft picks. It it just sets you back, and for a team that needs to have some of their young guys start to contribute to the lineup, it's tough. Ogren, we haven't seen enough of. Hopefully we see Urov and he can show off his talent, but it's going to be an adjustment coming to the NHL for sure too.
Why? Whoops. I was like, why am I not finding the Iowa Wild in the postseason stand? That's why.
So they had what an awful season. Thank God Bridgeport was even worse. They were historically bad.
The Wild were 27, 37, and 6 this year. They got outscored by 50 goals.
It's insane. I mean, you look at all their prospects down there, and it's been nightmare. I don't know what is going on. Jack Pert, all those guys, Ryan O'Rourke. It's not good because the AHL is your development league to get you ready for the NHL, and no one is ready down there.
Curses are for losers. So why then why has every Minnesota team since 1991 failed to deliver? Why has every Minnesota team since 1991 failed to deliver? We're talking 30 plus years.
Yeah.
Yankees win, Red Sox win, Dodgers win, Astros win.
They have the winning culture.
I don't know to all baseball teams there.
Right.
All baseball.
Right.
It is. I'm just going to be set in my ways that there's something there. You can choose to think I'm an idiot for that or not. That's fine. I think there's something to it. because
thank you, Ron, for watching. Appreciate it. We love doing this. So thank you guys. Thanks everybody for watching too.
Red Sox didn't win a World Series for 100+ years after they got rid of Babe Ruth. There's something there.
Yeah. Look at the Chicago Cubs. It took them forever. I'll never forget watching that World Series when they were playing Cleveland. That was just to watch all their fans win or celebrate. It was pretty cool.
What terrible thing happened in Minnesota in 1991? The curse is the Halloween blizzard.
Oh. Yes.
Something happened in the Halloween blizzard of 1991.
Yes, the men's teams chat. Yes, we're talking about the men's teams. Yeah.
The Halloween blizzard.
My cousin was born.
Oh, jeepers.
Metal has gone unhinged.
The Halloween blizzard of 1991 put a curse on the men's sports teams in this state.
Yeah. Pro teams. People want us to get specific. Yeah.
I can get a whiteboard. I can write it down.
I mean, we've seen it all. The Brett Favre across his body throw. There's so many different heartbreaks.
If you think I'm not going to do an episode about that this offseason, you're out of your mind.
Yes, that is good content because everybody will love that kind of stuff.
I'm going to go Charlie Day on the bit and have the bulletin board with newspaper clippings and pieces of string tying different things together.
Nick,
Pepe Sylvia. There's no Pepe Sylvia here.
Nick, all the spots you mentioned in the chat. Yeah, those guys. Yeah. Brazo, I don't know how you bring him back. Mojo's for sure gone unless Garen gives him another extension.
He's not gone. He's not gone. There's going to be one spot in the lineup to fill. That will be Danil Yurov because Brazo's going to get extended because you know what the course correction is going to be, Alex. I've talked to you about this.
Yes,
you know what is going to happen in the postseason or the end of season press conference. I'm not going to commit to it, but I would be very tempted to get a tattoo of it if Bill Guerin actually says it. I am about 99% convinced that Bill Guerin is going to say, we need to get harder to play against.
Yes. The showdown between him and Russo is going to be get your popcorn ready for sure.
Like everybody commit that to memory because that is going to be the statement that we are pushing against the whole offseason. We need to get harder to play against.
Right.
Like I 100% can see it coming.
Right. So then they get some more plugs out there, guys that can't skate, and they just get blown by
Logan Stanley.
You see what he's doing out there?
He's big. He can't skate. Checks 2 boxes.
Who would win in a race, Brazo or Stanley?
How much time do you have? Is this multiple days? Like, are we doing segments of this race over the course of a week? There's not enough time. There's not enough time.
Bob enters the chat.
Okay, so the race is Pat Maroon, Brazo,
Logan Stanley,
Logan Stanley, and Gustav Nyquist.
I think people would rather watch that than Game 6.
Can we combine both nicknames? Because I think I like Ghost Nyquist, and I also like
Nyquil.
I like Gustav Nyquist as well. So let's just combine them together.
Right.
Gustav Nyquist. Okay, so we know what the curse is. That's helpful.
Yes.
Also, I can't wait to be put on a list.
It wasn't the fake storm yesterday that didn't happen.
I can't wait to be put on a list for typing in what terrible thing happened in Minnesota in 1991.
Oh my God, look at what Sean just said in the chat.
Can we put Nyquist and Merrill in the case?
Oh, I didn't think we would get a Katy Perry reference in the Locked On Wild postcast, but that is brilliant.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, though, is that 1991 is the last time that happened.
Yeah, I was 1 year old. I wasn't even one yet. I was a couple months old, and now I'm.
That's
34.
what I'm saying.
I'm 34.
Since there has been nothing.
Yeah.
Not even like who has gone. The Vikings have gone to the NFC Championship game a few times.
Yeah.
They've lost every time. The Wild went to the Western Conference Finals once and ran into Jean-Sebastien Giguère.
With the biggest pads ever.
Timberwolves went to the Western Conference Finals against the Lakers and got hurt, and that's that.
Yeah. Sam Cassell got hurt. And, yeah.
Other than that, like they don't go. That's the other problem, is they don't even go to them.
Yeah. Oof.
That was in the 60s, though.
Yeah, nothing.
I'm saying that something happened.
The Brett Favre year.
Something happened in 1991 that has changed it all. Like this is the Minnesota Mandela effect. Is something happened? Maybe we went into an alternate universe in 1991.
Right.
Because the World Series would have been done by that point, wouldn't it have?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So something happened in 1991 that we are still paying for. That bill is still being collected. It's
Britt said the Vikings field goals. Yeah, people will never forget Gary Anderson. People will never forget Blair Walsh.
Gary Anderson hasn't missed a field goal all season.
Yeah. Yeah. Oof. 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 And Jaromir Jagr was on that 91 Pittsburgh team, right? And Jagr is still playing professional hockey. It just insane.
Yeah, he's 58.
Jagr played against my dad. And he's still playing hockey.
The 1991 World Series was done October 27th of 1991.
Okay.
The Halloween blizzard was, where did it go? Well, Halloween, duh, idiot. Oh my God.
The one brain cell left is working.
We're in bad.
Is working very hard.
Denny Green taking a knee at halftime, highest scoring offense in history. Yeah, that was
Denny Green. We are who they thought they were. Rest in peace, Denny. You were a gem for sure. Sean, when was the War of 18?
Hey, I did that once.
Oh,
not recorded, thankfully, but
yes.
I recall doing that where I was like, oh, when did that happen? Whoops. I love that they call the home arena of the Golden Knights the Fortress.
Yeah, that's
Locked On Golden Knights, one of their hosts quote tweeted it and said, in the third period you could hear a pin drop.
Not a nightclub.
No, it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna I don't know.
Yeah, when that goal went in, when Howden scored that, I was just like, I'm sure every fan was just like, oh,
I thought I broke my TV.
Right. Yeah, it's just we've had so many heartbreaks. It just here comes another one.
Well, Wild have to win Game 6. So we'll gear you up for it tomorrow. We'll probably break down a few of the things. We all know what the things are, though. That's the thing. Is like the postseason. It all comes down to the thing that you were trying to not make a thing.
Right. How do you respond to this? The first couple minutes of that first period, or we're gonna see if they want it or not.
Yeah,
for sure.
100%. I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I will look at the last couple of series before this one.
Right.
We'll see. No, Siri, I wasn't talking to you. I need to go to bed. So Wild lose this one. I'm glad that we had this. I'm glad we did this postcast because we found out that the Halloween blizzard of 1991 is where all of this originated. So now that we've pinpointed it, we can figure out what to do about it. We can figure out how to move past it. It's simple for the Wild. Win Game 6, your season's over.
Right.
That's all there is to it.
Right. Keep your season alive. Yeah.
We like the quote that I used about the Vegas Golden Knights for Game 4. Bill Pullman in Independence Day. We will not go quietly into the night. We will not go down without a fight.
Kofifi.
I forgot about that whole thing.
Yes, keep Fleury's NHL career alive.
We are not even going to talk about Game 7. We're going to keep our focus on Game 6.
Right.
That's the only game that matters.
If you're going, please be loud. Yeah.
Fill the act.
Oh my God. Prince changing his name. It's just...
He did that in 90, so that would also track.
Yes, yes. Oh my God. Brian is just the chat is hilarious.
Yeah, I gotta go to bed. Levi, depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for millimeters of offsides, yes.
Yeah.
Bang.
The ruler was out.
Bang bang. I don't like. You can't. I don't know. There were plenty of other things that could have happened during that game. Okay, postcast is over. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll have a couple of episodes for you tomorrow recapping this. We'll look at some milk cartons that need to be found the rest of the series. And we'll go over a few things to try to get us back up and geared up for Game 6. So appreciate everybody tuning in. As always,
thanks, everyone.
Make sure to subscribe if you have not already so you don't miss out on any new episodes throughout the week. Hit that like button as well. And as John Hines said, get some sleep. Wild fall 3-2 in OT. Game 6 could be it on Thursday. We hope it isn't, but we'll see what happens. All right, everybody. Peace out.